Arman Tsarukyan recently made a rare and insightful appearance on the Overdogs podcast, where he offered fans an honest glimpse into his personal life, particularly the story behind his family's remarkable wealth. From the moment the conversation began, Arman made a statement that grabbed everyone's attention. Millions is not enough, billions is enough. With that one sentence, it became clear this wasn't about ordinary wealth. This was generational success, the kind of financial security that sets families apart for decades. Naturally, the host was curious. Was this wealth the result of a massive construction empire? Did his family build cities, develop luxury real estate, or work on international megaprojects? Arman quickly dispelled any such assumptions. No, my father is just in construction, and it's nothing like people think. He's a billionaire. Okay, he just invests well. Rather than flashy deals or grandiose ventures, Arman described his father as a disciplined, hardworking man who built his fortune through smart, consistent investments, not luck or shortcuts. It's a grounded mindset that clearly shaped Arman's own approach to life and his career. He even added with a laugh, "Maybe if I was a billionaire, maybe I wouldn't fight." It was a lighthearted comment, but it underscored a deeper truth. Despite the comforts that come with growing up in a wealthy household, Arman still chose the hard path of a professional fighter, a journey defined by risk, sacrifice, and relentless discipline. The conversation then turned to his father's background. When asked whether his father had any experience in combat sports, Arman replied with deep respect, "No, he grew up in a village. He always had the dream to wrestle or to have kids who could go on and wrestle." Though his father never got the chance to chase that dream himself, it clearly influenced Arman's path. In many ways, Arman is fulfilling the aspirations his father once held, turning ambition into reality and honoring the sacrifices that came before him. What truly stands out is Arman's humility. Despite his family's financial success, he remains grounded. He trains with the intensity of someone who has nothing to fall back on and fights like someone with everything to prove. His journey isn't just about championships, it's about building a legacy of his own, one rooted in respect, hard work, and self-made success. In a world where wealth often breeds complacency, Arman Tsarukyan is a powerful reminder that discipline, drive, and passion still matter. He's not just carrying his family name forward, he's carving out his own place in the world of combat sports. Before we move on to the next story, we'd love to ask for a small favor. If you're enjoying this content and want to support our continued growth, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your support means everything to us. And don't forget, we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think we should improve next. Your feedback helps us evolve and bring you even better content every single time. Thank you for watching. In a disappointing update for fight fans around the world, former UFC featherweight champion Max Holloway has revealed that a lingering hand injury could keep him out of action for the rest of the year, possibly even longer. Known for his warrior mentality, unbreakable chin, and relentless striking output, Max Holloway has built a reputation as one of the most durable and active fighters in the UFC. But this week, he shared an update that struck a chord with his loyal supporters. "My right hand still hurts. If you have hopes of me fighting before the end of the year, probably not going to happen," Holloway said. It was a sobering moment. For years, Max has been a fixture in the octagon, consistently delivering thrilling performances against some of the sport's most elite competition. The idea of him being sidelined for an extended period is not just a blow to his fans, it's a setback for the entire featherweight division. He also mentioned plans to see a specialist this week to get a clearer diagnosis. However, even then, his tone didn't inspire much optimism. "Things are not looking too well for me fighting one more time this year," he admitted. That statement sparked immediate concern across the MMA community. This isn't just about missing one fight, it could affect his entire 2025 season and potentially delay any return to title contention. To understand the gravity of this, one must remember who Max Holloway is. He's taken on the best: Alexander Volkanovski, Dustin Poirier, Brian Ortega, Calvin Kattar, and many more. He's fought through deep cuts, brutal bruises, and setbacks that would sideline most athletes. But a hand injury, especially one that lingers, is a different kind of challenge. For a high-volume striker like Holloway, whose style is built on precision, speed, and constant pressure, the health of his hands is critical. A compromised right hand affects more than just his power, it alters his timing, his ability to throw combinations, his defense, and his confidence inside the cage. When you're fighting at the elite level, anything less than 100% isn't just risky, it's dangerous. What makes this even more frustrating is that Holloway had serious momentum. Fans were buzzing about his potential return to title contention. Speculation around major fights, fantasy matchups, and callouts were fueling excitement. Now, all of that has come to a halt. Meanwhile, the featherweight division continues to evolve. New contenders are rising, and the title picture is always shifting. Max's absence leaves a noticeable gap because, let's be honest, there's only one fighter who can throw 700 strikes in a single bout and still be grinning in the final round. Only one who can stand in the center of the cage, slip punches like a boxer, and say, "I'm the best boxer in the UFC," while proving it in real time. This isn't just a setback. It's a pause in the story of one of MMA's most beloved and entertaining figures. Max Holloway isn't just a fighter, he's a show, a reminder of what makes this sport so special. Here's hoping he gets the treatment and recovery he needs, because when Max Holloway returns, the entire MMA world will be watching and cheering. In one of the most unexpected stories to emerge this week, former UFC champion and current analyst Daniel Cormier revealed that he was recently hospitalized after suffering a severe allergic reaction, triggered by none other than a chicken meal he cooked himself. Yes, you heard that right. During a recent conversation, Cormier casually dropped the shocking update. "I ended up in the hospital the other day. Chad. I was in there for 2 hours," while his tone remained lighthearted. The situation was anything but minor. Cormier explained that he had been experimenting in the kitchen with a new marinade, something fun he cooked up with his kids during a casual family moment. But something in the mix didn't agree with his body. What started as a relaxed, homemade dinner quickly turned into a medical emergency. "Bro, I had an allergic reaction," Cormier said. "Benadryl didn't work, and I started scratching. I had hives all over my body from my legs to my neckband, my nose, and everything started swelling." The image he painted was frightening. A man who has gone toe-to-toe with some of the most dangerous fighters in the world was suddenly brought to his knees by an allergic reaction in his own home. His body was covered in hives, his face began to swell. The itching became unbearable. "I've got scratches all over my body from just itching," he added. What followed was a rushed trip to the hospital, where Cormier spent 2 hours receiving treatment to stabilize the reaction. Thankfully, the medical team was able to get the symptoms under control, and Cormier is now doing well. But the experience clearly left an impact. This strange incident serves as a powerful reminder. Even something as simple and familiar as a home-cooked meal can become dangerous if your body reacts the wrong way. Food allergies can be unpredictable, and severe especially when experimenting with new ingredients or flavor profiles. Just as Cormier did with his homemade marinade, and that's what makes this story so wild. Here's a man who stood inside the octagon with the likes of Jon Jones and Stipe. He's endured punches, kicks, slams, and 5-round wars and still came forward with that same trademark grit. Yet it was a piece of chicken that almost took him out. Fortunately, Cormier is back on his feet and in good spirits, but something tells us that next time he steps into the kitchen, he might keep the menu a little more basic and leave the experimental recipes to the professionals. In the end, we're just grateful he's okay. Whether he's calling fights, behind the commentary desk, or sharing stories like this one, Daniel Cormier remains a beloved figure in the MMA community, and no one wants to see him taken down by a piece of chicken. As UFC 319 approaches, one of the most compelling storylines to emerge from Fight Camp is the high-intensity partnership between Chimaev and Arman Pico. Both fighters are in full-blown preparation mode, and they've teamed up to sharpen their skills in what's quickly becoming one of the most intense and dynamic training environments in MMA. Chimaev, set to challenge Dricus du Plessis for the UFC middleweight title, is leaving absolutely nothing to chance. This is the biggest opportunity of his career, and he's preparing for it like he's heading into battle. Every session, every drill, every rep is fueled by purpose. He's focused, locked in, and approaching camp with the mindset of a man chasing greatness. Alongside him is Arman Pico, one of MMA's most explosive and promising talents, who is finally making his long-awaited UFC debut against Lerone Murphy. The pairing of these two elite athletes has electrified the gym. They aren't just training, they're grinding. Every session is intense, and the energy in the room is palpable. Coaches are shouting, pace is relentless, and the sound of leather on pads echoes like a war drum. "Come on, that's it, excellent, 10 seconds left." These aren't just words of encouragement, they're fuel for two. Fighters determined to leave no stone unturned. Chimaev is already known for his ferocious aggression, relentless pressure, and elite-level wrestling and striking. But what's most impressive in this camp is his discipline. No distractions, no wasted motion, just laser-sharp focus. He knows what's on the line. It's not just a belt, it's legacy. Meanwhile, Pico isn't there as a sidekick. He's a fighter who has faced adversity, rebuilt his momentum, and now has the chance to turn the page and write a new chapter in his career. His UFC debut marks a fresh beginning, and he's not wasting the moment. He's being pushed in return. It's a classic case of iron sharpening iron. This isn't your average training partnership. The chemistry between them is real. It's rare to see two high-level athletes, at different points in their careers, come together and elevate each other like this. They're not just sparring, they're pushing each other to their limits, refusing to be outworked. UFC 319 is shaping up to be one of the most stacked and explosive cards in recent memory. With this kind of preparation, fans can expect fireworks. For Chimaev, it's a shot at gold and a chance to cement himself as the future of the middleweight division. For Pico, it's the beginning of what could be a defining UFC journey, one that starts with a statement win. Whether you're a longtime fan or just getting into the sport, this training camp is the kind of story that fuels anticipation. To Warriors, one camp, one mission, to dominate at UFC 319. It's going to be special. Tensions in the UFC lightweight division have hit a boiling point after a fiery exchange between reigning champion Ilia Topuria and top contender Arman Tsarukyan. Earlier this week, Topuria made waves by boldly declaring that he would rather vacate his lightweight title than defend it against Tsarukyan. That's right, he didn't dodge the question or offer vague excuses. He outright said he would give up the belt instead of stepping into the cage with Arman. But a statement like that doesn't go unnoticed, especially not by someone as dangerous, hungry, and focused as Tsarukyan. And today, Arman fired back with force. Taking to social media platform X, Tsarukyan delivered a message that cut through the noise. Someone tell Ilia he's not McGregor, and he's making all the champs look bad. That wasn't just a jab, it was a direct challenge, a shot across the bow aimed at both the champion and the entire division. Arman followed up with another pointed remark. Champs fight the #1 contender, but this is the same guy who thinks he's the BMF. How do you say it in Spanish? That final line wasn't just sarcastic, it was surgical. Tsarukyan isn't just trying to provoke a response. He's exposing what many now see as a weakness in Topuria's championship reign: avoidance. What makes this more than just trash talk is that Tsarukyan's got the resume to back it up. He's fought the toughest contenders, climbed the ranks, stayed active, and continued to evolve as a fighter. He's not asking for a handout, he's demanding what he's earned, and the MMA community is rallying behind him. Social media has erupted with support for Tsarukyan, with fans and pundits alike questioning why a reigning champion would outright refuse to face the top contender. Sure, Topuria is undefeated, supremely confident, and undeniably talented. He's got that star power that draws attention. But turning away from the toughest challenge in your division, that's a look no champion wants, especially when the challenger is as legitimate as Arman Tsarukyan. Now the question looms large: will Ilia Topuria step up and defend his title like a true champion, or will he stand by his words and walk away? From the belt, the pressure is mounting, the spotlight is intense, and Tsarukyan, he's standing tall, ready and waiting. He wants this fight, and the world is watching. Let's move on to another major headline, shaking up the MMA world. Jon Jones has officially shut down all rumors of a potential fight against the legendary fighter Emelianenko. Over the past few weeks, whispers and speculative talk had fans buzzing about what would have been a historic clash between two all-time greats. The idea? Jon Jones versus Fedor, possibly, in a unique venue like Moscow's Red Square. But Jon is putting those rumors to rest fast. In a recent conversation, someone pitched Jones the idea of a special fight in Red Square, offering it as an alternative to a potential appearance at the White House. Jon's response was direct: "I'm contractually obligated to the UFC. Barbarian. Clear and to the point. He's under UFC contract, and no outside event, no matter how grand, can override that." Even after further nudging, including the suggestion that the fight could happen if Dana White agreed, Jones remained unmoved. Then came the name that sparked the buzz: Fedor Emelianenko. But Jones shut it down with grace and respect. "No one wants to see Fedor and I fight," he said. "I don't want to fight him. I absolutely love him." For Jon, this wasn't about fear or business, it was about admiration. Fedor, he said, has been one of his idols for a long time. When asked whether he avoids fighting people he admires, Jones didn't hesitate. "Yeah, it was the same with Anderson. You know, these guys, I don't see them as opponents. Fedor is a very, very nice guy, a true legend, a true fighter, and a genuinely good human being." That heartfelt response speaks volumes. In a sport often driven by rivalries and hype, Jones showed that respect and legacy still hold weight. Sometimes, honoring your idols means keeping them off your fight list. And that wraps up today's MMA and Boxing News Roundup. We covered it. All financial revelations, injury scares, hospital emergencies, intense training camps, major title callouts, and explosive fight rumors. From Arman Tsarukyan's billionaire roots to Max Holloway's uncertain comeback, Daniel Cormier's allergy scare comes at Chimaev and Aaron Pico's relentless grind, Arman's bold message to Ilia Topuria, and Jon Jones's classy refusal to fight Fedor. This sport never slows down. The drama, the action, the raw humanity, it's all here. We'll be back soon with more updates and breaking stories. Until next time, stay sharp, stay strong, and stay ready for whatever comes.